time.
So I have Justin Abdicator here. You started off in the high school hockey, growing up here in Muskegon. Did you go to the local games?
Yeah, growing up, I always went to, see the Fury, and when it was the Lumberjacks, and, I was a big hockey fan and kind of grew for the love of the game, going to the games. My dad would always bring me on the weekends, and, it was always exciting and looked up to a lot of the players.
Watching those hockey games, did that give any influence to your playing of hockey?
Oh, absolutely. I think, growing up in Muskegon, I think it's a great hockey town, and going to the Lumberjacks games and seeing all the players and kind of seeing the game and getting respect for, the game and how much I loved it as a kid, and just kind of as I watched those games, grew greater found respect for the game and the players, and kind of fell in love with it.
Excellent. Played 1 year in the USHL.
Yep.
What did that do for you as not just a hockey player, but as a person?
Oh, it was huge. It definitely, hockey-wise, it was, was the most important, I think, year of my life. It, got me ready for Michigan State and later for the pro level. But, as an individual, too, it, helped me grow up. And, I was with a housing family and, playing with some of the best players, at that age group, and kind of going through the experience with them. And obviously it was important, when I moved away from home, the team was really important to academics, to keep certain grades, and if you didn't, you weren't going to play, and doing your homework on those long bus trips, and just kind of forced me to grow up fast. And it seemed like when I went to Michigan State, it was kind of easy transition because I was already away, from home a year, and kind of got that experience of playing on the road and playing, going on these bus trips, and then going to Michigan State. It seemed like it was kind of easy to travel, and the homework that I was already used to doing on the bus and on the road trips.
There's been some criticism by our fans here in Muskegon, and because it's junior hockey. What would you want to say to these guys?
I think just when they come see the product on ice, they'll understand. We can tell them what we want, but once they see it and see the players, all the players are fighting for something. They're fighting for college scholarships, fighting to get drafted, and I think as they see the players, come through the ranks and play college hockey and play professionally, play in the NHL, they'll realize, how important years these are in the USHL and developing them, and you'll see the scouts, around the arenas from NHL teams to colleges, and it's just like professional hockey. Guys can fight. Guys are checking, and it's not high school hockey by any means. I know it's junior hockey, and it's hockey that I would say is similar to college. Obviously, players are getting a little fine-tuned, but the products really get on the ice, and I think it's great that the Mervises and the Podolskis step forward to keep hockey in Muskegon, because I think it's a great hockey city, and glad it'll be around.
So I'm here with
Skip Prince.
Skip Prince, and you're the commissioner of the USHL.
Commissioner of the United States Hockey League. Proud to be.
And we're just talking for a moment just before we started on the camera, and you're talking about Muskegon's being at a crossroads.
Well, Muskegon is a legacy hockey place. There are not too many cities that have had hockey this consistent for this long. They've also seen its rises and falls, and so yes. The city is at the same crossroads with hockey that hockey is at. This represents, in a lot of ways, it's the rise of a different way of developing a professional hockey player, and that's the American development model, which culminates in the USHL, and that's the concept that, like basketball, like football, like baseball, the best way to raise an American hockey player is to bring him through the collegiate system and into the National Hockey League. Mm-hmm. So for us, we happen to have a unique, and it really is a unique phenomenon, and that is a league filled with All-Americans. Every one of whom is going to go to Division I hockey, many of whom are going to get drafted and go to the National Hockey League. Mm-hmm. All of them are going to get the opportunity to see hockey at to play hockey at the very best level they can, without having to make any concessions or sacrifices along the way. And that's the point of distinction that we have between the Canadian system, which essentially asks you to turn pro at 16. Okay. We say you don't turn pro. You work hard. This is an NCAA-sanctioned opportunity. Go get yourself an education. If you're good enough, the National Hockey League is going to sign you right out of this league, or we're going to get you into Division I hockey. And if you're good enough, they'll sign you out of there. And if you're not good enough, or if you want it, then you're going to have graduated in 4 years with the most precious thing you can have, a college degree. And you still have the opportunity to play whatever you'd like. So we're pretty proud of it and privileged to be part of that.
Excellent. But I see that there's a big, strong influence on the education. You've brought up another fact too. These guys, when they leave the league, they can go on to NCAA. They're going to most likely get scholarships. But while they're in the league, are there requirements that they have to maintain to stay playing in the USHL?
Absolutely. We have them commit to us, to the league, and then to their teams. They've got to be excellent and hardworking off the ice as well. 7 or 8 of your players out of your squad of 20 skaters and three standbys, 7 or 8 of them at least are going to be in high school. So they're going to be working hard, and we build our entire schedule around making sure that we have Friday and Saturday games to make sure that we don't take you out of too much school.
Okay.
So that's part one. If you've graduated from high school, you'll be asked to be taking a couple of college classes in order to get you ready for college at the next level, or we'll ask that you have some sort of a job, whether it's related to hockey or not, because we want you to be in the community and we want you to be seeing and being part of it. We ask all of our young men, and for them it's a joy they generally teach at the volunteer level in the school system, either reading or hockey or both or something of that nature. And then they're very, very much involved in charities and learning the citizenship part. So it's a teaching environment. And our coaches are teachers and mentors. Our coaches are not just whistle-to-whistle guys. And if they're just whistle-to-whistle guys, they don't make it here.
Okay. So, bring up a little bit more about the guys getting into the community, helping out. Does the USHL promote doing clinics for the Pee Wee leagues and other leagues so that they can start to learn
Absolutely.
some more?
I mean, first of all, we don't have to try very hard. It's not very hard to ask a hockey player to put the skates on, again.
Right.
And so they're going to be at the rinks. And one of the things about hockey that's always impressed me as someone that didn't grow up in the sport is just how much of a big family it is. So it'll be the exception, not the rule, to see a guy not do it. You will see every one of our players at the rink coaching, teaching clinics, getting involved, being even if they're just opening and closing the gate for the kids, they're around with